Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacaster. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya. Between the south, we got Rachedukahb fighting here for the OKW list. Germany, Deutschland rolling out here for the Panzerdivision vs north. We got here LukePraisestone fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Armored Division. And we've got here Luftwaffe, Overwatch, and Spec Ops with infantry. And I can have also single global soldaten versus heavy cavalry, recon support, and mechanized. With a pack house, a range bulletin, grenade range bulletin, and just rifleman veterans bulletins. Double rifle start here, wiring off here to protect the cuff point, make it harder for the chit to just, bolt for it and then dig in. Putting him down around the cuff point, which is a nasty thing to do. Interesting enough, he's sending the Fultz. Going to probably lay down sandwich, but then you'd figure he'd be sending the Sturmpani aggressively where to do something like that. Second Fultz squad almost done there for Chet and the Panzerdivision. Rifleman here eastwards, and we got the 2nd Arch squad there ready for Luke. As the Sturmpani move westwards, sandbags down there in the centre. Grabbing the eastern fuel point there, taking the munitions into the fuel corridor there. It's a rather standard camping order, though in theory also more disruptive. You actually rush out for here, then can set up here, threaten them around here, and even threaten them around there, though. It tends not to be the Axis player who do that one, but the Allies. Grab the munitions here almost done. Fultz is almost done as well here for Ched. Luke in the meanwhile going for more riflemen, and we got tank traps up here to help grab the point while, not being an easy target. In this case, finishes just in time as the Fultz arrive with their counter TKs ready now. My God, Yankees! Shoot them! Shoot them! Yeah, that's what we're here for! What do you think we're gonna do? Write some love poetry? There's was it time with Ludwig and said Russian? Yeah, but Seth was a girl, so unless you're going to accuse all the Americans of looking like girls, I mean, sure, it sounds fun. I don't think that's going to work out. Truck on the way there for the jets. There's going to be a fast takeover then to the Battle Group headquarters. Might try and push out a flak half track here versus Luke, who could just go for a bunch of MG-34s. That is also a possibility. Pushing up here with the Fultz Grenadiers. Point secure there. Rifleman westwards. I imagine here Luke will try. No, he's going for an early mortar, also very nasty, and trying to put some pressure on the German player. The Fultz squad here feel like could be doing more. In fact, he's just tying down several squads, just waiting out things. We've got Rifleman down the west side. He's got to try and flanks. And the Fultz have to react. He's going to need another squad. They've, I think, to have really good chance versus Rifleman unless he gets. Well, he's got the incendiary grenade. That could easily turn the tide here if he pops that one. In this case, getting several lucky shots in the Rifleman as they close in. Also helps out. And finally, just moving in more Fultz also does the trick. Rifleman versus Sturmpani is there. In east, we've got Fultz versus Rifleman. We've got Racedukahb moving in as well. House of Band, he could theoretically punish him with that, but instead he's getting pushed for the cuff point. He could lay down sandbags to make it easier to defend, but, or at least send in more troops to support rather than just a single squad. Battle Group headquarters are going for Rachet's base in the southeast. We've got the Fultz versus Rifleman. Racedukahb bolting in, and we got the mortar here opening up. We got Fultz quickly bolting out away from the point. No incendiary grenade here, which would still be great at pushing out the Rifleman. There he goes, swift retreat. Battle Group headquarters up, and MG-34 following up rapidly for the Chet. Spending some time for him going flak half tracks, and early MG-34 is definitely not a bad choice. With the mortar, he could consider light infantry to help deal with that just a tad. We got mines up here, a bit risky, I think. There's enemies too close and not enough to screen the Sturmpanies as they do the deed. It seems like Luke isn't quite concerned enough to have a look at what's going on in his flanks. MG-34 team out here for the Chet. That's actually pretty quick, around 4 minutes. Generally, you don't see an Oberkommando player normally push out an MG-34. That's certainly something that can have an impact, in particular then goes for the second one. He could lay down a lot of suppressive fire here versus Luke and make it harder for Luke to do what Luke wants to do. Which, of course, is to liberate Western Europe and bring back democracy and prosperity. Right now, straight into the MG-34. Oh! Wipe. Quite a loss there for the Chet here in the early game. Fultz squad wiped here by the mortar, but there you go. Sturmpani is flanking in, going straight for it. Sadly retreats in time. We got Luftwaffe Doctrine out here for the Chet. Opening up for Fallschirmjägers, valiant assaults, and flak emplacements. Hitting the calf one there before rolling away. Very good decision. MG-34 needs to up further close. And there you go. Complete collapse here thanks to the roll of one Sturmpani squad at the right time. Excellent flank here by the Chet. Certainly also highlights the power of the Sturmpioneer. Ja, we're Sturmpioniers, but technically aren't we just Panzerpionier? Shut up, Fritz. It sounds cooler to be Sturm rather than just Panzerpionier. Quick mining there, very good, very thorough and fast by the Jed. And he might be aiming for a flag half track now. Yes, indeed, the 251-17 hitting the fuel point as well. Straight forward, sandbags down. Gute Arbeit, meine Freunde. And we got the captain for Luke here. Not content with the lieutenant, he wants a proper officer. No junior officers here, just sort of regular officers for Luke. Pulling up behind the cover there. He could consider some assault rifles with the few filters he has. Of course, it could be he's just trying to set up for other things. But I do think he needs to consider some replacement troops. I mean, even he's saving up for the Fallschirmjägers. I mean, that's a bit off. That is a bit off. I mean, he's only got a Sturmpanzer. He's got 2 forts and MD-34 to deal with a lot of riflemen, plus now the captain. I would say that's rather trying to fight on too small a budget, if you will. I mean, if you're von Manstein, you might have been able to pull it off, but most players aren't von Manstein. Trust me. Forces they need to retreat. They're in fact incredibly low on health. I mean, it's just to take a good American sneeze and tilt them over. Push here, captain going in. Assault rifles on the way. One hand grenade in the right place could probably do good work. There we go. My God, they got grenades that burst into flames. It's sorcery. No, it's chemistry, Captain. Shut up, it's sorcery. No God-loving American would ever do that. Have you ever heard about napalm? Shut up, Carl. Troops reinforcing, healing, and taking away there for Luke to try and deal with a flat half track. With Rached, I think he's clearly aiming here for the Fallschirmjägers. Oh, another Caden method. But still, this is way too little infantry for the Oberkommando West. Way too little infantry. Rather than advancing into the infantry Sturmpanzer, he's right next to mine. Right next to mine. Ooh, nasty mortar hit there. Veterans 1. That pretty much broke Rachet's little point there. Well, he can very soon go for a Fallschirmjäger squad. Got the M1 anti-tank gun out here for Luke. And there you go, the Kedner for 41 mobilized. Riflemen quickly suppressed as the 2-cylinder flak just tears into them. With the fury of 1,000 Reichs. Fulton tagging in here, assault rifles almost done. He's still super short in infantry. But there you go, Ram getting blasted and forced off the field. Troops there almost good to go. Very close here to the Fallschirmjägers. I mean, he's got the command points, and I just think it's the manpower. And they're going to send him with the flak after. He's not moving, he's not moving. Oh, it's going to die, it's going to die. Down it goes. The thing to keep out of the M1 anti-tank, I think a lot of people tend to forget, is it has a very high rate of fire for any anti-tank gun. It shoots basically 50% faster than, you know, the Pak 40 or the 6.3 or the 6-pounder gun, meaning overall it can do a lot more damage faster, which makes it particularly lethal versus light vehicles. But even versus medium armor, it is really, really good. So it's very important to keep in mind about it. Stood halfway down there for Luke. We got the Fallschirmjäger squad arriving there for the Jed. Based on they're being pursued by the full Grenadier Kedner from the bad spot, needs to retreat. Certainly looking a bit rough for him here. Looking a bit rough. He's not quite having the impact he'd want on Luke at the moment. He's certainly suffering heavily in the process. I need to get those Fallschirmjägers, you know, out into action as soon as possible. Now the trick becomes, how does he deal with the Stuart once it hits, because he's got a single Kedner to sort of really, you know, put a stop to it. And there you go, finally sending the Fallschirmjägers out here for Germany, Deutschland. Mortar there approaching, maybe too slowly. Sturmpanzer in with the rifle up close, tearing into them. But I feel the Sturmpanzer will last long, finding around here for his riflemen. MD-34 worried about something there, it seems, rather than here. And there you go, stood around the Kedner was unable to support them, and immediately getting a kill there on the Fallschirmjägers. Banhan gone out off there against the riflemen. Back here, healing reinforcement. Forces are being pushed back. Healing enforcement back here still. No tech up for a Ched. Just that one Academy have to stop the Stuart light tank here, the M5A1. There's also the M3A1 Stuart. Just to the confusion, which is basically the M5A1 but with non-sloped armor and slightly less amazing engines. So the M5A1 was in many ways an improvement. Fun fact. Push for the cuff on them, being halted. You got 5 minutes of full swing to deal here to defend the fuel pump. It's already been cut off. Rached at the moment feels very much in defensive versus Luke, who's just pushing the tempo, pushing the momentum. The Stuart in particular is making that really easy, and of course the loss of the flat half track really just hurt Rached's ability to just, you know, pressure Luke on the field. So we'll have to see what Rached ends up doing here versus Luke. But you probably have to involve some kind of tech soon, otherwise it's going to be too late. But also I think putting more pressure on the right flank, you know, trying to outmaneuver. Of course, again, the issue is the Stuart can quickly lock that down. But he has to try it, I think. At the very least, he can use that, you know, flanking attempt as the Stuart then moves in to deal with it as an, you know, opening to then push through the centre. Second, I can is clearly worried about the Stuart, but I think there's also a bit of worry here that Luke might be pushing for medium tanks faster than Rached is comfortable with. In which case, I've been saying Rached is going to be really important. Also got weapon racks up there for Luke, opening up there for BARs, increasing the lethality of his captain and his rifleman, making them even nasty combatants, and could very well possibly punish Rached even further for just having so little infantry in comparison. Got the fuel pump there, defended it, sending Rached from the way, MD-34 reinforcing healing. Troops running around the center, got the cameras, the full going to this. Assault rifles versus BAR. Thompson got a banhand gun off. They try and further turn the tide here. There we go. Scorching the Yankees. And here we got the rifleman popping in. They got a banhand gun off to flush them out. They're going to the open. House lights up. And even like Kenner's opening up. Rifleman, they're quickly suffering heavy losses. And there you go. Force 3. Tiny chance, I suppose, of getting a wipe. If we can gank get the wipe, that'd be pretty big for the Ched. That would be pretty big. Ah, what, mine? What are you... Oh, no. Why would you pop a mine there? You actually had a chance to wipe. Rached, you tit. You need to treat the Storm Pioneers, though. Oh, dear. Rached was unable to react in time either. I think he's in this case now. The Storm Pioneers bait for the Rached, though. Yeah, that's a bit too blatant. Then the Stuart quickly falls away from the Rached. Fights to make across the rifle here. Ah, he's trying to get into the house, but they're bugging up. Where basically sort of two of the other chaps do not want to get in. They just sort of mess about. And there we go again. It's really annoying when that bug happens. And there you go, takes a lot from the Stuart. He should just retreat. I think as soon as the Stuart arrived, now he has to retreat. And he just spent a lot of manpower on it. Locals. It was hardly his fault that, again, two of the men apparently suddenly suffered from claustrophobia. At the most inopportune times. Which is a bit more funny considering that you have to be in a very small, cramped aircraft to drop out in the first place. How the hell did you get claustrophobia now? It's just... It smelled of Americans. The smell of Americans in closed spaces. It drives me mad. MD-34 being smoked. We got Rangers out here. That's going to be a real problem for Rached. Rangers with Thompsons are an absolute menace. Particularly since, again, he's lacking any sort of armor series infantry besides, well, the Fallschirmjägers, I guess. Maybe the Sturm Pioneers with a bit of a more additional. Pushing here for the Western. Ooh, straight into a mine. Still pushing up here. Victory point wise. It's still a lead here for the Ched, but a bit rough. There you go. I can't from the Stuart. Good hit, but I don't think they're able to finally initiate off. There you go. Takes 3 shots and get away. Fallschirmjäger here versus Rifleman. Get Balti lightning off. And... Ooh. Can he get the wipe? Can he get the wipe? Ah, no. And his mine there, which was so close at several times to killing something American, just never did. Got spotted and the wipe removed. But if Fallschirmjäger need to retreat now for the Ched here, otherwise they're going to get destroyed. And needs to get the Fulton pushing up. They were suggesting of grabbing the points here on the side. Luke, I think it's more likely to get up there so he can just be slightly safer points, meaning more munitions and manpower for him, and of course less for Luke. Got a bigger push here. Fulton's going to steal. Pioneers moving in. One Brandon gun out off. Captain being burned up. Not enough supporting weapons. MG54 quick for some switched up here to the bushes to fight covering fire somewhat. Instead, we got a grenade off from the Rangers, flashing away the remaining Germans. And we got Oberzel done here for the Chet and the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision. Fulton's popping into the house next to the victory point. Rangers halted, repulsed, but that's about it. Stewart sitting out again here for LukePraisestone and the 2nd Armoured Division. Goes for the MD-54, Ken of Sally. Oh, there we go. Hits the wreckage of the flag half track, not even doing any damage to the Stewart. What a shame there for the Jet. What a shame. And then go for top to do anything against the double PR wielding rifleman. Foxy Makers reinforcing healing. We got there we go. Orbison moving up. No sign of light machine gun as of yet. Being at elimination, of course, it is a bit expensive to get, but it is pretty potent. He's close. He's going to be able to get out some kind of armor. The problem is Luke is also pretty close to armor of his own here versus Rached. Healing reinforcement, and we got a small infantry push here. Some squads might try and infiltrate up behind here while no one draws the attention for the front. Kemp's being support as well. He's anticipating the suit will be there to react. The fighting makers here found themselves in a pretty bad position, getting assaulted from a lot of sides. Doing some damage, but not enough I think to really hold him. And there you go, got the suit opening up. Fulton moving in. There we go, opening up as well. He could try and panzer fast, but seems like we got another sort of bag up situation here. Captain there getting shredded. Too many Sturmgewehrs. MG-34 Volksgun is moving out and grabbing the eastern victory point. But Rached is very much remaining on the defensive. Despite some attempts, he's never sort of really making any sort of seriously successful. And he started large for charge just and constantly grabbing the centre victory points, so trying to outmaneuver his opponent and that way hurt resources. It also means, for example, he's going to be leaving his own point more open, allowing Luke in fact to do more fuel harassment to him than he can do vice versa. And now Luke's going to further take advantage of that and push for Sherman himself, while Rached is sometime more from a Panzer IV. So there definitely I think needs to be a slight change of tactics from Rached versus Luke at the moment. And needs to be careful not to blow up his own men. Rangers moving up the east. Academy for setting about to open up the Stewart, except the counter to the wreckage. And here we got Rangers versus the Fulton Grenadiers. Grenades going off left and right. Fulton are taking loss as they fall back. Academy creeping up, and there you go. Got the Sherman up for Luke and the 2nd Armoured. Orbison yet to receive any upgrades. Got the rifle being dealt with by Fulton Grenadiers. Now trying to recapture the fuel here. Things are not looking amazingly good here for Rached at the moment, but if he can get out Panzer IV soon enough, he might have a reasonably good chance of pushing back. Of course, it still requires some common sense and support for it. Kevin up Brian cover. Oh! The Kevin with a wipe. Sherman taking a hit here. But he did not stop the Stewart, which is eventually 210 kills. Hitting the western fuel. Bomb grenade to the Gebalteladung, and pop goes the weasel, and a bit all over the place. Stewart more or less fixed up there for Luke already. Sturm Pioneers charging in very close to Victory 3, which is only going to be helpful there with concussive grenades. Plus, it allows them to have a chance of getting Victory 4, which is what they really want because they get a 40% accuracy bonus. Also known as a pretty good accuracy bonus. Need to treat them though, they're taking too much fire. Oh no, just as soon as they hit Victory 3, Rached loses them. Panzer fast there, small chance of getting the Stewart, and he finally puts it to rest. finally puts it to rest, having done so much damage and harassment here to the Rached. He annihilates it. And he's got a Panzer IV on the way here. The problem is, of course, Luke can soon go for another Sherman. He could go for Jackson, at which point Rached's going to be in for a not very fun time again. But losing the Steel Pioneers is costly here, in part because, well, they're eventually free, they're really good, but also that means he's going to have to go for no one because all he's currently got no way of repairing his Panzer IV. Which is definitely a problem for Rached. So that loss of that Steel Pioneer squad has a lot of impact here on Rached. But there you go, Panzer IV run here for the Panzer Division. Cream of the crop. Back here healing reinforcement, preparing for the next big push. Sherman rolling a bit back, Major grabbing the eastern victory point. Rached remains in the lead here versus Luke in terms of victory points. He's got 358 versus Luke's 259, but it's certainly looking a bit tougher here as the fight goes on. Now we can see Luke is adding that second Sherman, boosting the forces of the 2nd Armored Division in this sector. Panzer IV opening up with the main gun, machine gun, the Sherman moving in, Fulton supporting here. Like Kevin has the fighting all out. We should probably actually have the fighting up in the ranges. That'd be a really good time for that now. You could try and rush the anti-tank gun here, since that's exposed. But none of these is happening. In fact, he just seemed to have forgotten about his fighting makers. But now the Panzer IV's down to half health. There's no other way but to, you know, actually get some Steel Pioneers. Otherwise, it would risk, you know, basically being able to do nothing unless he actually wanted to throw it away, which would be highly inadvisable. Highly inadvisable. But so far, nothing is happening. He's still waiting for the manpower to get it. The Fudgemakers, though, are finally on the move. Finally on the move. Rushing in this with Kedner, for that might have been a misclick here by the Jet. Troops healing reinforcing. Panzer flying west was going to attack into the fuel point there. Sherman sneaking about. Got the other Sherman about with high explosive rounds. Looks like we've got a much larger force, 90 pop cap there versus the 50 there, so of Rached. Rached definitely needs to do something. He needs to get in some wipes on Luke, which of course is the tricky bit there. Panzer IV still awaiting repairs. He's still not going for any Steel Pioneers, meaning his Panzer IV is just essentially combat ineffective. Because, I mean, sending in the Americans at only half health means, you know, 2 shots from an anti-tank gun, which is not going to take too long. Could be able to risk knocking it out, even with the extra armour. That's not even counting out the Shermans and whatnot, plus the Kednefers. So right now, I think there needs to be some kind of drastic change in tactics here from Rached versus Luke. Some shift in strategy that can, you know, actually do some damage. We got the Steel Pioneers on the way though, which was definitely needed. He could consider Young Punch to go for another Panzer IV. We got fully being blasted up close by the rifle. Need to retreat, Sherman moving in, and that's another unit wiped here. That's another loss for the Rached here in the Panzer layer. Not looking good. Steel Pioneers are almost done. Almost, but not quite. Munitions, fuel being seized by either side. Luke continues to, I think, remain currently in a strong position for Rached. Right now, I think it basically boils down to the Panzer IV maybe getting another one and trying to strike as hard as humanly possible to Luke. They're trying to do some critical damage at the right times. Rather than taking heavy damage from the fight makers and the scrap hunters, caught him for joining as well. There's a tiny chance of wipe there, but considering so far he's not been that keen on it, I thought it's going to happen. There we go, direct hit from the Sherman. Need to retreat, need to retreat. Rachedukahb. Lucky that Volkswagen got the Panzer I being rushed in there, not even fully repaired. He can't afford to it. Getting the Sherman head-on penetrating hit. Shots fired, rifle repulsed. And killed 3 Obersoldaten. But sie look the American. The Americans don't use camouflage, Dietrich. They don't use it. They didn't really. The one time they did do in the Western European theatre, or the times they did it, they men come under friendly fire because they weren't used to having their own men being in the camouflage uniforms. So they rather gave up on it. They're going in and matching to 5 almost there. Need to retreat them, need to retreat them. Oh, Scheiße. Don't lose another highly precious unit like Jed. Don't do it. Panzer IV good to go again. He's got the fuel for another one. Should probably aim for it though, of course, again, with double Shermans up, possibly a third one. A Yak Panzer could be helpful. I mean, there's also the potential of Pershing, which does seem to be what Luke is aiming for. I mean, he's getting 42 fuel per minute. I mean, in about a minute and a half, he can call in a Pershing. Well, actually, it's going to be about a minute. Actually, yeah, it is a minute now. He can call in a Pershing. So, I think it's going to have to be a Yak Panzer for the Jet, because otherwise, I don't think he's going to have much of a chance. Victory points wise, Luke is turning the corner against Rotier. He might lose a Sherman though, and down it goes. Down it goes. And that's a tactical victory there for the Chet that might just help relieve some of the pressure he's suffering from, but even then there's still a lot here. And he's going to need some support for the Panzer as the Sherman. I would say just to be short, but there you go, take down to half health. Oh, he's even blitzing. Smoke kill off, and oh, he gets the Sherman. He gets the Sherman. Both of Luke's Shermans are down. Now that's a big tactical win there for the Chet. He just needs to fix up the Panzer IV fast and get really aggressive versus Luke, because the loss of the Shermans, I mean, he's got very few options now, so really quickly putting stop to any infantry harassment. He should send up Fallschirmjägers into the east or some other infantry to grab the fuel and the victory point. Overall pressure Luke's flank. He needs to do it fast. There we go. Luke is moments away here from the Pershing. He's got the fuel now, just needs some manpower. Question is, will a Chet see any time? Will he go for the Panther? Will he go for the Yak Panther? We'll try to aim for the Panther, and we heard a mine go off somewhere. The Fallschirmjäger's activating a mine. Luke at lay down. Good use of the rifleman defensive structures there. Oh, mortar opening up. Sadly, doesn't have the munition for a bun grenade to just toss that one over. But M26 pushing out here for Luke. The ones with Central America as part of the 3rd Armoured Division. That's a fun fact. There's also the Super Pershing, which is basically a Pershing where they upgrade from bits of other armour from German tanks and then added an even bigger gun on it. I'm not entirely sure what unit that served. Fortunately up against the captain here. Banhan Ganodov, Panther will drink direct hits from the Pershing. He's never going to have to go for Yak Panther. I mean, he could go for the Panther, but the Yak Panther just has a better rate of fire. Plus, I mean, it is cheaper. There you go, he does go for the Yak Panzer. He does go for the Yak Panzer. Engaging then the Pershing with this Panzer IV, despite anything, I feel like he for hits there. He's really trying versus the Pershing, but needs to be careful about it. Shot bounced. Panzer IV solid approaching the 2 fleet. Troops healing reinforcing. I do think after this, the Jet should consider investing into. Oh shit. Oh snap. Blitz. He doesn't have munitions for it. No, keep moving. Oh, he got the Pershing. He got the Pershing with the Panzer IV. That was damn lucky there. At the same time, I think Luke there might also push his luck a bit. I mean, granted, they both pushed the luck too far. In this case, baseball down to they got luckier when they pushed it too far. In this case, it was for Jed. Mine more or less in the same spot. Dietrich goes down. My God, sie got. Yeah, we lost so many. Stop going on about it. We need to see some territory for Deutschland. Troops heading out here. We got the fight makers, the captain here. Veteran T5, that's pretty good. Heavy cavalry sending also help. But the problem in this case is that a lot of riflemen in. He's popping a bomb grenade, but honestly, I would have popped a blend curve to cover the retreat more efficiently, decreasing the chance of a wipe. Noting the Orbital Bound for finally been equipped with the LMG-34. Finally. Of course, the funny thing is, for elite infantry, they're generally sort of a bit poorly equipped. The LMG-34s are usually sent only to like second or third rate units, whereas the sort of top-notch units got the MG-42s. Little fun fact there. Little fun fact there. Orbital need to retreat, by the way, they're about to get wiped out. Badly. Popping a bomb grenade here, but slightly off timing. It was a nice attempt though, it was definitely a nice attempt there by Rached. Also he needs to do something else victory points, like he's now far behind Luke there. He's almost down to 100, but Luke has got 243. So he's got the Yak Punch, he just needs something for it to deal with. I mean, once you destroy the Pershing, I do think Rached could have gone away with cancelling and just going for a Panzer IV rather than continuing with the Yak Panzer, because right now then it's going to deal mostly with infantry and maybe a Sherman or two, in which case double Panzer IVs is going to be a lot more useful for Rached than the Yak Panzer, which is much more of a specialist. Rifling behind the Kedneff. Oh, that's going to be a wipe. A loss for Deutschland and another Kedneff for Luke. Quick flank here. Setting in the Panzer, we've got the anti-tanks coming up there. Drake need to retreat, but there you go. Almost got the rifleman. Almost, but only almost. Might actually lose it here if he's not careful. And down it goes. His veteran free Panzer IV lost. Too slow to pull it out there, just like with the flat calf track. And the same anti-tank just takes them out. Bad news there for the Rached. That is massively bad news. I mean, he was there. He was in a really good spot, and then he threw away his Panzer IV like that. It's definitely unfortunate there for the Rached. And very much a big win there for Luke. So now you only got the Yak Panzer, and the Yak Panzer, of course, is not good versus infantry, which is so far carrying most of the fight for Luke easily. Oh, more mines going off here from both sides. Bomb grenade off. I do think a blend car would have been better there. 16 kills, 98 versus 218. You can actually go for another Panzer IV soon, which I think is going to be the right idea. But after that, though, he still needs more infantry, if possible. Will he be paying attention to the Rage ambush? There we go. Unleashing hell on the Yankees up close. In this case, the Volksmakers end up losing out here to Veteran 3 rifle with double BARs, despite, you know, opening up reasonably well and behind heavy cover with Veteran T5. Of course, the argument could have been he should have up sooner. Need to hit those victory points, though. Need to hit those victory points, Rached. Of course, get those panzers out. And his Yak Panzers just doing absolutely nothing. Really mistake here for him to just not cancel it and just push for something else, because right now basically all he's got is a, you know, lawn ornament. Oh, catch the reactions, they build stuff here. Very good, very good. Veteran 3 Orbison and chewing their way through them. Shoot some all with some Maschinengewehr. All of them? All of them. Kick bomb grenade there, but I need to cheat the orbital garden. Okay, was spotted being dealt with there by the Major. Yak Punch can do nothing, Stern panels good to go. 66 versus 214. I mean, he certainly brought him down population wise a bit closer to where they're sort of equal, but I mean, Rached is still not having any time. We got the MD-34 there, halfway to Veteran 4. Got the incendiary pistol being unleashed in a thick stream of death against enemy infantry. Sturmpioneer moving in. And an artillery strike there to contest the victory point for a brief while longer, ensuring that Rached can't get it. Right, we're a sneaky trick there by Luke. Sneaky trick, but it's only good. Five to make moving hit. They're eventually five. Still need to open fire. Open fire. They're not. There we go. Up his jumpers getting wiped by the Rangers. Oh, scheisse. Another loss here for the Jet. And still no Panzer IV. Still no additional infantry. Blenkerb up there to halt the Fighters, giving more. Rangers giving the Fighters more time to deal with the Riflemen. They need to focus on the Rangers instead. Ah! They're just shredding everything in return, on comparison. And Jagdpanzer just still does nothing. I mean, had it been done properly, would at least have a machine gun. In fact, an MD-42 right there. But for whatever reasons, Relic decided that the Jagdpanzer IV, despite actually having a machine gun, should not have the machine gun. Why? I don't know. Panzer IV then looked for the Jet. He could use suppressor fire from the Obersoldaten bow to suppress the Rangers' line to push in more easily. A lot of people tend to forget the Obersoldaten have the suppressing fire after they just made it an active ability rather than a passive one. 57 those to 214. Veteran 5 on the Obersoldaten. Quick Kabaltaladnung. Almost got the cat, but not quite. Suppressor fire was rough. No, never mind. Force them away. Force them away. Folks are being hit the low on health. Fights makes good to go as well. Need to get out there. Need to get out there. Bang. Oh, regular grenade. Folks need to retreat. Right from there, providing covering fire with the double VARs. And U-34 providing suppressing fire. $20 kills and Veteran 3 on that mortar. And there you go. Panzer IV arriving. Quickly sneaking up some troops hit the eastern victory point. Very good, very good. Rather than 5 and the MD-34 and the Panzer IV, at least the MD-34 when this sets up. Problem is, Mario's getting whacked first by the Veteran, 3 double BAR riflemen with 29 kills. Again, of trying to shoot through the hedgerows, not quite succeeding here. Back here, healing enforcement. Man, but Chet must be feeling bitter about that Jagdpanzer because he's been doing absolutely nothing for him. One grenade. Oh! Walks into it, taking some heavy damage there. Can the Fighters make it finishing off the remaining riflemen instead of themselves down to 2 men and low on health? Oh, he's moving closer, he's taking too much damage without doing nothing in return. Oh, he's going to get the wipe. Oh, scheisse. 2 heroes of Germany exterminated. Their lives extinguished, snuffed out like candles in a storm of freedom. Full team with the captain, Rached almost wiped out. 28 kills in the Obersoldaten. 29. Got a BAR drop there. Need to get that Panzer IV moving now. He's being too passive with it. There we go. Grinding like machine gun. BAR up. Lots of firepower. Lots of lethality. Pop a grenade. He charges right through. He doesn't care about it. Panzer IV. Ah, hits a mine. Hits a mine. You need to get some more troops out. Just Volksgunners right now I think would just work out for the Jet reasonably well. Even Volksgunners. Just something out. I mean, he's got essentially 2 Volksgunner squads, an MD-34 and a Panzer IV to guard everything. Luke might soon get up for another person. He's got plenty of fuel. He's got tons of it. He's just not using it because he's just throwing his infantry at the enemy. That's all he needs, really. I mean, there's not a lot here that Rached can do with vehicles that are really threatening because also he's got the anti-tank guns will quickly lock it down. There you go. Veteran 5 MG34. Pinning down and suppressing troops with ease. And there you go. Panto Changer hits him with the double anti-tank. Needs to pull it back. Need to pull it back. Pop smoke. Pop smoke. Oh, shite. He's going to lose it. Oh, he got lucky. He got lucky. Also needs to clear out the anti-tank. And there, pop a grenade over the hedgerows there. Obersoldaten jump on. Need to get moving. Schnell. Grenade. Granate. Trying to get the victory point here. Bannhand Granate off. Hitting on mine. Oh, there you go. MG34 push back. Always on dealing with the rifle with the BAR and the light machine gun. They are invincible. Or at least sufficiently heavily equipped with 39-40 kills. Yeah, just keep shooting. We're walking Wahlcrime assist stage. If they catch us, they're gonna kill us. Desperate defense here by Rached versus Luke. Absolutely desperate. He could in theory go for another Panzer IV, but I think he should just push out more infantry right now. Preferably of the elite kind. Still 40 kill Obersoldaten with the BAR and a LMG 34. That's what you call pretty good. And he lost his Panzer IV. They should have put it back. Rather than engage, quick being cut to ribbons there. Going in to contest the point. Taking losses in the process. No suppressor fire here. Except we got the MG34 doing that. It's 15 kills. Trying to pull forward, but they exposed for a lot of fire here from the flank, meaning that's a really bad move. Now the Panzer for the jet. Sadly, never brings up a lot more infantry. They've got a blend curve up, which would help retreat for once. Losing the western victory point. Jagdpanzer just continues to do absolutely sod all. I really should have gone for a Panzer IV. If they had gone for a second Panzer IV, they'd probably be much different situation. But the Jagdpanzer has just been a massive waste of resources. Because it can't do anything versus infantry. Right now, Luke clearly doesn't need anything besides the infantry. Folks moving in, trying to flush them out. Brandhand Granate. Burning up the Yankees, shooting them to bits. 29 versus 143. I mean, Rachet's almost run to the corner, but every time he gets close, he just loses something really important until he just loses all momentum. He just lost his veteran 5 MG34. Like, the only sort of veteran units got left are the Volksgrenadiers, who are about to get wiped, and the Obersoldaten. Yeah, they're going to get wiped. That means he's just lost almost all of his veteran infantry he's gained throughout this fight. Comparatively, Luke's got plenty of veteran infantry that's just been able to survive much better. "44 kills. Mine goes off. Pulling ahead, he needs to retreat the Obersoldaten now, even if he's defending the point there. They need to be in a better position for it. 20 points left. Taking hits from the anti-tank through the hedgerows. Obersoldaten about to get wiped out. 9:48 though. Pretty impressive. 19 though was 143. 19. Shot bounced. Fallschirmjäger's called in here by Rached in sheer desperation. Fallschirmjägers. Jagdpanzer continues to do nothing. You know, Fritz, I can't help but feel we're a bit wasted on this front. Yeah, I feel the same. He's calling them in on the point just to contest it, but that means right in the face of the rifleman. That's pretty much just a creep drop, and he's getting, well, beaten silly. Almost lost the Foxmaker squad there. But now most of his forces are rather beaten and battered. Unable to do a lot. Scattered all over the place. And he's got 19 points. And there you go. GG, game over for Rached, a victory for Luke. A brutal battle of attrition. At times Rached was close, but there were just issues there with unit preservation and just the fact that Luke could just go for a lot of rifles, just swarming time and time again. The Yak Panzer, I think, was really bad mistake. I mean, once he got the person, you just cancelled it. Gone for the Panzer, wouldn't actually be able to push off enough tanks, but instead he failed to do that. And that really just pretty much got him some huge dead weight, which again could have been another Panzer IV, which could have a bigger impact alongside the first one against all of Luke's units. He also did more careful with his tanks, how he positioned them a bit closer to the front line because it made it easier for Luke to just take them out with his anti-tank gun. So there are a lot of issues there. Also got to flank more times here versus Luke. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in replay and provide some feedback in the comment section. In the video description below, you can see where you can send in replays. Of course, what details were on the leaderboards, ranking, map, and length, and so on there. No, I do not take matches that are shorter than 30 or longer than an hour. So this is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another signing episode. Bye.